Welcome back to PCOS Unfiltered, where we ditch the extremes, challenge the outdated advice, and get real about what it takes to feel good in your body, inside and out. Today, I want to open up a conversation that feels so needed in the wellness space, and especially in the PCOS space. For far too long, women have been told that health is about what you need to give up. Less sugar, less carbs, less calories, less hair, less of you. And here's what I've learned. True healing doesn't start with subtraction. It starts with addition. More nourishment, more rest, more nutrients, more support, more grace. When we focus on what we're adding in, we shift from fear-based choices to empowered ones. We stop living in rebellion against restriction and start creating habits that actually build us up, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Today's conversation is going to unpack this idea, why addition builds capacity, why restriction often backfires, and how we can still use strategic subtraction when it serves our health, not when it shrinks our joy. Today, I'm joined by Hannah, a licensed electrolyst, who sees this concept in her practice way too often. So whether you're navigating PCOS, working to balance your hormones, or just trying to feel more at home in your skin, this conversation will help you see that your healing isn't found in what you cut out, it's found in what you add back in. As a reminder, the content shared on PCOS Unfiltered is for informational and educational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed by the host and guests are not intended to serve as medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your diet, exercise, or treatment plan. The information shared is based on personal experience and expert interviews and is not a substitute for professional medical guidance. Now let's dive in. Welcome back, Hannah. This will be your third time on the show.
Thank
Yay!
you.
So I'm gonna just start. I'll let you reintroduce yourself again for those that maybe didn't hear the other couple ones.
Awesome. I'm Hannah Elrai. I own Tampa Bay Laser. I am local in Tampa Bay. I'm in Clearwater, and I've been lasering and doing electrolysis and really skin in general for about 19 years here in Tampa. I haven't wandered far. I've worked at several different locations, but I finally have my business that I've owned for 4 years now. I can't believe we're going to be going into the fifth year. That's just crazy. And I'm very honored that I get to be able to help people really become confident in them, in their skin and in their body with a very simple tool like pulling hair away and making it disappear forever. It seems a little more of a cosmetic thing, but it truly isn't. It really does impact a lot of people, and especially clients with PCOS. That's probably 50% of my clients, and they all come in with their little chin hairs. You know, I have women that come in with full beards, goatees, and I'm able to get rid of, I can't ever say 100% of the growth, but a big chunk of their growth that they have to deal with. So I'm really honored that I get to do that every day.
Yay! And
Yeah.
yeah, that's perfect segue into what this episode is about. Adding over subtracting. So yes, you are subtracting hair, but you are adding, confidence
Confidence.
and
Yeah.
yeah. That's probably
And
the biggest one. But
self-care and love for themselves in a deeper way.
mm,
It's definitely something that I'm instilling in people, not intentionally, but sometimes intentionally. They don't even know they needed that until the hair is gone. And, I had a girl come in, and like, her hair was like this, and she had these beautiful curls. And she had a full beard, and I treated her face, and she came in one day and her hair was pulled back like this. And I was like,
aw,
I'm like so excited for her, because
yeah.
just to see her confidence change from, hiding her face and hiding her skin to, she's like showing it to the world now. And that is such a beautiful gift that I love, that I get to give people.
Yeah.
It makes my heart so happy.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So yeah, when we were talking the last time about kind of what to do with this episode, and it came to mind is the adding over subtracting, because I know you mentioned nutrition. So I think that your clients will find that a lot of your clients, even if they don't have PCOS, will probably find this very beneficial. But I liked it because it's a concept with nutrition, which is my specialty, that I can talk about adding over subtracting. But I definitely, yeah, it ties into, as you just explained, ties into a lot of what you do as well. So, like as we were talking before, I mean, the first this was even like a newer concept to me, I should say. I think you even said you hadn't really kind of heard of the adding over subtracting concept with nutrition, right? So yeah, it was definitely a newer concept to me, but it makes so much sense when you think about it, because there's kind of a few pieces to it. So first of all, adding, just when it comes to nutrition and adding in nutrients. A lot of the times, yeah, right? We're overfed and undernourished. We're
Yeah.
eating plenty of calories,
Yeah.
but we're not really getting the nutrients that we need. So I start in the first couple weeks of my program by having my clients just add stuff in, not even taking anything away. Because as you start adding stuff, your body's like, oh, this is what I actually need. This is what I like. I like that more because that serves me better. And then strategically, you can start removing this stuff, and you naturally then will probably be removing this stuff because your
I was
body's not
gonna
going to be
say you're gonna
craving.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say you're not gonna want it. Like your body's just naturally gonna be
exactly.
like, oh, here, like I'm good.
Exactly. Yeah. So one thing that I like to focus on: protein, fruits, and veggies, of course. Now, every meal, ideally. The fruit can be maybe more so in the morning or kind of in between meals, because sometimes people might have a little stomach upset, depending on what's going on in their gut after they eat, because of the fermentation, the sugars and all that stuff. But fruit definitely serves its purpose. Lots of nutrients from that as well, obviously. So just by adding in proteins and veggies at every meal, not even subtracting. Fine, you still want to eat something else, the French fries or whatever along with it, go for it. But really focus on adding in the protein and veggies first. And even if that seems overwhelming to say every meal, then start with one meal. I mean, start with one meal. Maybe focus on that one meal for, I would say breakfast would be the ideal one to tackle first, but focus on one meal to add in some of those nutrients. Tackle that for a couple weeks, make sure you feel good about it, and then try adding it to the next meal. Um, yeah, I mean, it, like I said, it's I think a newer concept, but it definitely makes sense because with the way, just
We're trained.
the obesity rates rising and everything too, and just, yeah, the habits, and yeah, we're trained to just remove stuff.
Yeah, like
For
a
sure.
diet is a diet and you're going to remove something first automatically.
Yes.
I had a nutritional coach a couple years ago help me, and the first thing she wanted to do was go through my pantry and remove all the things out of my pantry that were
Yeah.
not good for me. And it was stressful. I didn't want
Oh,
to.
yeah.
It made me like, oh no,
Mhm.
why? I so yeah, I love the adding over taking away first, because it's so much less stressful on us.
Oh, yeah. Well, and okay, so that's a great point, because again, the first couple weeks, like I said in my program, we focused on regulating the nervous system, focusing on breathing, not subtracting, because yes, you're stressing the body out. And guess what? Your body's not going to be able to release weight, to heal, to just feel
It's gonna do the
better.
opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, if you feel like you're running from a freaking tiger all the
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a huge part of it. And even just building rapport with my clients, I think that's huge. I've worked with some clients that knew me in other spaces, whether that was from my nursing days or from the gym. So they already knew me, they were comfortable with me, they trusted me. But I've also worked with other people that didn't know me. And so if I would have immediately said, okay, diet starts today, we're taking away X,
No
Y,
more
and
sugar.
Z.
It's
Yeah.
done. Like,
Yeah. I mean, they would have been, first of all, they've probably been like, "Ugh, this is just another diet program that I signed up
yeah,
for. You know what?
absolutely.
Like, it's going to be a waste." But also, they probably would have been turned off by me as well. I just, you know, not a good rapport, not good trust building to start that relationship, especially for a 3-month commitment. Um, so yeah, that's huge. That's, I think, yeah, like that's just a big part of it. The other piece is just that inner work. So, as I was kind of prepping for our episode, there was something that came up about, being able to remove something out of fear and how that differs from removing it as an act of self respect or healing. And so,
Ooh, that's
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, I think that shows up definitely with what you do as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Definitely.
But the other piece for me, again, setting the foundation, and even this is stuff that I actually cover. I have a 3-day challenge too, and I cover because it's a foundation, is doing this inner work piece. Um, and
It's crucial.
it is,
It's
yes.
probably the first thing on the list of 10 that you need to tackle.
Yeah,
That needs to be the first thing, and in a gentle, loving way, not in
for
a
sure.
fear-based way. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Because our subconscious, our bodies, they like to feel comfortable and safe. So they're
Mhm.
going to have you keep doing everything that you've been doing for
Mhm.
how many years, right? I mean, back to your childhood days, there could be some type of connection there, to a parent, to somebody that passed that was important in your life, whatever it might be. And so, yeah, you could be fearful of letting something go for that reason, whether that's some type of bad habit that's not serving you or a food in general, whatever that is. And so you really have to do that inner work. Um, I mean, I do recommend, like I've talked about the food timeline before, because you can do that for like physical and even emotional like prompts, as far as, why are you eating this? Is it just a habit? Is it a tie to something? Are you going through some emotional thing right now? Um, but journaling is also, um,
Yep.
a big part of that. And I know some people are like, I don't journal. That could be, again, another stressor.
Let's just say we're gonna write down our thoughts.
Yes. Yes. And that's the thing though too, it does not have to be, uh, it
Daunting.
does not, no,
Yeah.
literally a minute.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Write a
and
sentence to start. Like,
exactly,
that's all you need to
exactly.
do. I hate today. Like, it can be so simple.
Yeah, I mean, because and even if you're thinking that, but getting it down on paper is just
Yes.
like, yeah, you can have some big ahas just by writing it down.
Mhm.
So I
Absolutely.
think that's the biggest thing with that, when you start removing stuff over, fear versus realizing that you're gonna gain something from that. I think that's a big, big, big part of that for sure.
Absolutely.
Um, I mean, and for me, it's something I even tell my clients like the whole time. I'm like, give yourself some grace. You're not going to be perfect. There's going to be days that are going to be harder than others, that aren't going to be as perfect as others. And so even in that concept, just you're adding, you're giving yourself some grace, right? Like you have to
Mhm.
really give yourself some love throughout that whole process. If you're starting a healing journey or a weight loss journey or whatever it is, um, for sure. I mean, and I think, you probably talk to your clients about that quite a bit too, with everything they're
All the
going through.
time. Yes.
Yeah.
I really refer to this as a part of the self-care journey. I have conversations, from the beginning. I mean, I had a new client come in yesterday, for an example, that has PCOS. She struggled with facial hair her whole life. And my first ask is, well, what are you doing for your PCOS? Are you getting yourself regulated? Are you feeding your body properly? And she thankfully is open to, which I need to give her information. That's a good reminder. She's open to, finding the nutritional piece, and finding the people that will help her on her journey too, because, I mean, sometimes we get so caught up in whatever it is that we're doing. And then, for me with my celiac, I struggled for 15 years, and I had people telling me the whole time, but I wasn't ready. And I needed to have seeds planted in order for me to finally wake up one day and be ready. So that's what I'm doing, and even in the consultation, with the first interaction I'm having with someone, I ask these questions, because ultimately too, it's going to benefit both of us. She's going to lose her hair, and I'm going to have a
Exactly.
happy client, that is getting
Exactly.
results. And if
Yeah.
she's not doing the inner work and the nutritional piece, then the hair could linger, or she could get new growth somewhere, or
Yeah.
there, it's not going to be a win-win for both of us. But I have to have that conversation, yeah, from the very beginning with people, so that they know, like, I'm not here to, this isn't a joking place. I'm not here to scam you. I'm not here to pretend to take your hair away. But I want you to be accountable for your body and do what
Exactly.
you need to do to fix yourself, because you are fixable. Your body can get regulated again, and heal and be balanced. But how many people does it take for us to hear that, for us to really know and understand that's what we need to do for
Yeah.
ourselves?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why I love having this podcast too, because it's my whole goal with it is, education, information, bring on people, like you that see a lot of this stuff with PCOS. Um, but then for my clients, yes, you have to be ready. You have to be, I actually asked them specifically how ready, willing, committed, and invested they are. Because like you just said, it's going to benefit both of us. I'm not going to be pulling my hair out,
Yeah.
stressing
Yeah,
over a
exactly. You're
client,
like trying to help them, and they're just like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, sure, like if you're listening and you're like, I'm not ready yet, but you're open to hearing some of this stuff, great.
yeah,
Eventually
this
you
is
might be
this is the
ready.
first step. Yes, yes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Um, I think, I mean, any other like questions or like anything before we kind of wrap this up that you think like either your clients need or something that you see? I mean, we could even, yes, we wanted to kind of stick to nutrition, but even in the movement sense of things, again, talking about adding in movement.
Yeah,
We
even if it's just a simple walk. Just my sister-in-law, well, my former sister-in-law, she's been recently diagnosed, is it hypoglycemic, I think. And her glucose is like constantly going up
Oh,
and
okay.
down. And the only thing that she's found that has really helped her stay sane in more ways than one is walking. So she's been walking like anywhere from 3 to 6 miles every day. That's like
Oh my
her
gosh.
religion. Yeah. I mean, even
Wow.
now in the middle of summer, it's 500 degrees outside. She's walking. And that's the thing that she feels for her mental health and for
Mhm.
her actual body, is what helps her. I don't know if she's going to the gym or if she's doing any strength stuff. But she, right now, her major focus is walking. And obviously 6 miles is excessive. That is not a normal like thing that we have to have. But even if it's just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes a
Exactly.
day,
Oh my
just like
gosh.
get up
Yes.
and get your body
Yeah.
moving. That
Yeah.
makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. Especially
Um,
if you're not in that, yeah, that movement space. I mean, I always say the best workout that you can do, so whether that is walking or anything, is the one that you will do. Like you
yes.
have to figure out what you like to do.
Yeah,
Um,
even if it's hot outside, go to the gym and just walk on the treadmill. Like,
mm,
it can really be that easy. You don't have to overcomplicate it at all. Back to the nutrition thing that I did want to say. I mean, from my experience, I have client after client that I could say, oh, this client does this and this worked for them, and this client did this, and with all of my PCOS girls. But I have one girl that's on a carnivore diet mostly, and she has
mm,
noticed her hair like greatly decreased in combination with laser, going more carnivore. And obviously that includes, you're not consuming any sugar or carbs. But she noticed a significant change. So that's a crazy wild, that is an excessive diet plan to be on, is to just be super carnivore. But for her to really see the change in her body, every time she comes in and she's like, oh, I haven't been doing the diet as much. And she's like, I can tell, that is a huge thing. So once you find that thing that makes a difference for your body and you can see actual results and change, how important is it that you just stick to that thing that works well for you?
Yeah.
Sugar is the other thing. I mean, sugar,
Huge.
when our sugar is out of balance and out of whack, it can help cause hair growth.
Yeah.
We don't think, everyone wants to say testosterone, progesterone, estrogen are the cause of, but there are so many other hormones out there in our body. It's not just those three. And each hormone plays a role. And if they are not in alignment with each other, it causes weird things like weight gain and fatigue and
Yes.
facial hair, or
Exactly.
thigh hair on the back of our thighs that we get sometimes,
Yes.
or booty hair, hairs that you don't think could ever exist in certain places.
Exactly.
That something so simple like your blood sugar being higher all the time could
Yeah.
cause things like that to happen. So you're not crazy, you're not alone. This is not something that, it's a one-off thing. Like, no, this is science. There's so many people that are going through the same exact thing. You just have to work with someone with the nutrition and have a guide and a mentor so that you don't feel like you're doing this by yourself, and you're not walking in fear and scared that
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to do it, because you
Yeah.
have a community. Like, having community for whatever the thing is that you need is really a huge important thing.
Yeah. And the right community, I should say too.
Yes, the right community for
The
sure.
the positive, empowering, open-minded community,
Yes.
because there are definitely
Yes.
some out there. So you just have to be conscious of that too, because you can't feed into some of that victimhood, either, like when you join some of those communities. For
Yeah,
sure.
no, definitely.
Um,
You have to
yeah.
stay empowered.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the sugars, it's a great point. I mean, that's basically like I talked about the first couple weeks of my program. The rest of it, a lot of it, is then strategically removing sugars and forms of sugar, because you don't realize how much sugar is in so many
Everything.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I know one thing that my clients, like, I think every client has said, yes, like they're a little nervous maybe when they still start, and even though they're ready, but they love the process, because you're building that foundation at first. And so, if you're listening, definitely think about all those things I've talked about with the adding first, and just focus on that stuff. And then, yes, maybe you need some help with the other stuff, with removing the other stuff. Um, but that's why I thought this concept was a really
I
good
love it.
one to talk about
It is a
too.
good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, so last kind of question as we wrap up. If a listener could focus, I want to get your opinion, and then I'll give you mine. But if a listener could focus on adding just one thing this week to support their health, what would you recommend?
I would say drinking really good, clean water, and making sure you're drinking enough water every day. That's going to be my thing for today.
Good. Good. Oh my God. I mean, I feel like so much.
I
But
know.
because I do start with this one thing, and I think I've talked about it before, about breathing, and you're like, okay, yeah, I
Oh,
breathe every
yes,
day.
breathing. Yes, that's
I
good.
know, but it's really, I mean, because that's going to give you that calmer nervous system that's going to set you up for the whole
All
rest of the
success.
changes. Yeah. And so just taking a minute out of your day, working up to maybe like 2 to 3 minutes or even longer if you're really, going for it and have the time. But just taking a minute here and there to take like 5 deep breaths.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah.
I love that.
And and you can get so much more. So yeah. So adding in breathing and water. And yeah, water is a huge one. It's definitely
Mhm.
another basic one that I talk about too. So because a
Not
lot of
Diet Coke.
times no. No, water.
Water.
Not wine.
Nope.
Water.
Exactly. Not coffee, water.
Yes. Yes, yes. Well, awesome. Thank you for being
Thank
on
you
with
so
me
much for
today
having me. I
again.
appreciate you.
Yes.
It's awesome. I'm so happy to be
Yes.
here with you.
Awesome. And I will see you next time.
Okay.
I hope today's conversation gave you something to think about, because when we look at wellness, PCOS, and confidence through the lens of adding instead of subtracting, everything shifts. It's not about cutting ourselves down to fit some impossible standard. It's about adding the foods, the habits, the boundaries, and the support that help us feel grounded, nourished, and more like ourselves. Whether it's adding nutrient-dense foods to support your hormones, adding time for rest, adding treatments that make you feel confident, or simply adding more kindness to the way you speak to yourself, remember, healing doesn't come from punishment, it comes from nourishment. Big thanks to Hannah for sharing her time, her wisdom, and her heart with us today. If you're in the Tampa Bay area and would like to connect with her, you can find all of the info in the show notes. And if you love today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, and leave a quick review. It helps us reach even more amazing women just like you. As always, thank you for being here, for being part of this community, and for doing the beautiful, messy, important work of learning to take care of yourself from the inside out. Until next time, keep nourishing your body, healing your heart, and thriving, unfiltered and unstoppable.